Hello, my name is Gary Maloney, and I am here with Danny, Ivan, and John. And wait, John? That name, it sounds very familiar, but who are you again? Who?
I was kidnapped for a bit. I mean, I might be kidnapped again. There's no telling, when I'm going to be here and when I'm not. But, I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, I used to have a brother that looked like you. I mean, it's kind of like the way Jeff Hardy looked at Shane Helms when he was in the Hurricane outfit. It's like, I remember you from a long time ago. From a place far, far away.
Oh my god. Yes, I am the broken John Maloney.
Yeah,
Choices!
Negative Ghost Rider. No more choices.
Okay. But we are here to talk about tonight NXT. And NXT tonight started off with a vignette from the Velveteen Dream. And it showed the NXT set. It showed Velveteen Dream in front of it. Then he fucking clicks his hand and it fucking turns black. Then the smoke rises up. And then it fucking turns purple, of course. And he's like basically talking shit saying, I'm gonna be Johnny Gargano. Me. And just the regular kind of like, I'm gonna be Johnny Gargano tonight and go on into Philadelphia so I can win the NXT title. Just that kind of bullshit. So,
honestly, it's never a good thing when you're trying to get all cocky like that. But, Velveteen Dream, he likes the cockiness a lot.
Leave Black Goldust alone! Leave Black Goldust alone! He's just a baby! Oh.
Yeah, he is quite the cocky person.
And, it's very, it was amusing, to say the least. After that, you had a match with Jobber A and No Way Jose.
Big Witch's return.
Yes.
Yes, finally.
Yeah, he finally came back.
Jose. After Lars Sullivan paid him a beating. Yeah, paid him a beating? Oh, sorry. That's what happened.
But yeah, it was really good to see No Way Jose back in the ring after, how many months he's been out? 4?
4 weeks, I believe, is what it's been.
Actually, he's been out for 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
Because Lars Sullivan went from fighting with tag teams, losing with tag teams, beating the crap out of his said tag team partners, blaming them for the loss, then turning into this guy who was beating people up, and then Mick Foley, wow. William Regal said that you can't do that in my ring, in my building, so if he lost, he would literally pick him up, drag their ass outside, and stomp a hole in him. So yeah, that's what happened to No Way Jose.
No Way Jose. No Way Jose.
That's,
no way.
It was a yes way Jose because he got the shit kicked out of him. Unfortunately.
Anyway, No Way Jose had a match and he uppercutted the shit out of Jobber A.
It wasn't even a jobber. It was just it was a no-name person. So, as I said on an earlier episode, that, we know who's going to win. If they're going to wrestle someone, we don't even know who they are or where they come from.
The only thing the guy that No Way Jose has going for him is the fact that the first time he showed up to NXT, way before Andrade Cien Almas won and beat Drew McIntyre because of an injury, he beat Andrade Cien Almas in his first opening match.
He sure fucking did.
The second week when he got his rematch, the little, what's her name? Vega?
Zelina Vega.
Whatever her stupid name is. Interfered, and that's how he lost. And ever since then, he's kind of been on this down losing streak thing. So, unfortunately, that's what it is.
Anyway, so we had that match, which basically ended in an uppercut. It wasn't exactly impressive, but I'm always down for No Way Jose. I'm glad to see him back.
Oh yeah.
Well, you know,
Hold on.
it's a return match, so you really don't expect much from it, you know. With his first match back, they're gonna wanna make sure he doesn't get re-injured first time back. So of course they're gonna put him against some no-name having no talent having MF or.
You know, unlike Paige. Oh, did I say that? Did I say that? Getting hurt off too soon.
Wow.
Fuck you, guy.
Hey, you leave Paige alone. Now.
Choices.
Exactly. Choices! The next match, I believe that was the one with Bianca Belair, wasn't it?
Yeah. And
Bianca Belair and nappy-headed one.
And
Looks like Naomi's
Naomi's
trailer trash
cousin or something.
Like she's a,
Basically, let's call it Jobber B.
we'll call her...
the shorter, blacker Alexa Bliss.
correct.
So, you know,
Minus the talent.
Bianca Belair wrestled her, and I'm glad that Bianca Belair is on NXT. She has a lot of talent, and I love the way she just whips people with her fucking hair. You know, that is just one of the, like, well, if it's not a body part, you can't use it in the ring. Well, if I grow my hair out enough, I'll just fucking choke and whip people with it.
Yes.
What a brilliant fucking strategy. Am I right?
part of her body.
Yeah. She is the Sindel of NXT. Can we just agree on that?
Yes.
Yes, I agree.
So, I mean, in all honesty, you know, she won that match. It wasn't impressive because she is just kind of in training. But, you know, a lot of us expected, Shayna Baszler to come out and just choke the shit out of her and Jobber B. But, you know, that didn't happen, which, okay. Then they had a segment with Ember Moon and Shayna Baszler basically sitting at a table talking shit to each other right before Philadelphia. I'm gonna be honest. You know, Shayna Baszler is one of those people, reminds me a lot of Brock Lesnar because of their backgrounds. Like, I don't give a fuck, you know, I'm gonna choke and beat up and beat the shit out of whoever I want to get to that title, and if you don't like my methods, then that's your problem. Yeah. Hold on. Whereas Ember Moon's part of the promo was, well, I'm gonna be the face. I worked here. I worked to get here. That's why people respect me, you know, etc., etc. Now, out of all of that, who do you think gave the better part of the promo?
Well, I'll just say this. You can't have competition if you injure the competition.
That's
not wrong.
That's not wrong.
But,
he's not wrong. Like, seriously, like.
But the problem comes in. The problem comes in where if she comes in and chokes all these people, and she fights Ember Moon, eventually it's going to be like Raw and SmackDown's doing against, you know, Absolution and Right Squad, where you get all these chicks be like, okay, well, you, we're going to jump you now. And she's going to get jumped. I guarantee you, before Shayna Baszler gets to the main roster, she's going to get jumped by the women's locker room. And she has nobody to blame but herself. Just saying.
Yeah, I'll also probably have to agree with Ivy over here that, she's doing the whole lone wolf thing, and she's not... I mean, she's got a good size. She's not that big, but so a lot of the women's locker could easily just get a good jump on her if she doesn't cool down a bit. And Nia Jax will probably just eat her. But yeah, and I don't know. Ember Moon did a really good job on her promo, and I don't know. I think it's just going to be a great match come Saturday.
Yeah, I honestly, this is one match I can't wait to see. I'm very invested in that match just to see where it goes. And I'm also curious to know if one or both of these women's going to be in that Women's Royal Rumble match on Sunday.
I'm calling Ember Moon losing the title and going to the Women's Rumble.
I second that, actually.
Say that one more time.
I said I call Ember Moon losing to Shayna Baszler and going to be one of the 30 women, because it's 30 women, in the Rumble. So that's what I call, unfortunately, for Ember Moon.
Yeah, it's going to be a big step for her if she does drop the title on Saturday and go to the Royal Rumble and she gets to the main roster, despite whatever roster she gets sent to, whether SmackDown or Raw. But either way, it'll be pretty... I wouldn't mind if she loses the title and we got a new champion. But I also don't mind if she retains and stays in NXT just for a little bit longer. We don't know.
Hold on. I am going to disagree with all three of you. Whether or not she retains, I don't think she goes to the main roster. I think she sticks it out until New Orleans, whatever they want to call that takeover, and then they'll probably make the executive decision to either move her up or keep her there and have her get her belt back from Baszler. Because I could see that being a nice give and take up into SummerSlam, which, FYI, for those that don't remember, that is when she came. And SummerSlam would be her 2-year anniversary, which would be a nice time to, send her to the main roster.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to pull another move like they did with Asuka. I mean, granted, Asuka was legitimately injured at the time, but, have Ember Moon be injured by Baszler, have Baszler get the title, and then a couple months down the road, have Ember Moon come in, and then have, Baszler get jumped by the NXT woman for having beaten Ember Moon so badly that she injured her.
Interesting. That's interesting. That's a pretty bold statement if that happens, and you predicted that one. So
he has ESPN.
Yeah, he has ESPN. So
let me chime in on the whole Asuka situation where you said she'd be like an Asuka situation. She is no Asuka, first of all. Second of all, Asuka is 10 times, maybe 100 times the woman Ember Moon wishes she could be. So, I don't know. I don't agree with that only because, well, if I'm not mistaken, she's been there for longer than a year now. Yeah. Ember Moon. She has now officially won the title. Even if she loses to Shayna Baszler, okay. She loses to Shayna Baszler. You send her to the Rumble. Even if you don't main event her at the time, and she doesn't need to be main event, whatever, she can get a rematch. But even if you main event her, there's been wrestlers who have wrestled on the main event, also wrestled in NXT to get rematches and stuff, and not necessarily win. So that could be another situation with Ember Moon.
Bobby Roode, Ty Dillinger.
Choices.
Choices.
Yeah, that pretty much makes good sense. Like I said, Bobby Roode, Tyler Jr., and a couple other stars. They'll go to main drop whether they drop a title or not, but then they'll still finish unfinished business on NXT.
Kevin Owens.
And then they'll stay on the main roster afterwards. So Ember Moon loses the title, goes to the Rumble, finishes whatever she does on NXT, gets drafted. Maybe not in that order, but yeah.
Well, I'm gonna stick with what I predicted. I see her going to the main roster the night after WrestleMania, but that's my opinion, and I'm sticking with it. Anyway, what was next?
Next was offers of...
Hold on, not as far as matches. I mean, did they do the TM61 promo before or after the tag team match?
They did it after.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was after, yeah.
So we had AOP versus Jobbers C and D.
It wasn't even a match.
It was,
Just squash.
yeah, it wasn't even a match
Match never started.
yeah,
they just went in and started kicking ass.
yeah, they literally grabbed the guys and threw them against the sides of the ring, and then just
Cut a promo.
yeah, and then they cut a promo. Half of it was in English, the other half was in
Armenian?
One of them spoke
Armenian.
English for 5 seconds and then immediately changed his languages. The other big half, he just started speaking in his own language in general, so we didn't know what the fuck he just said.
He went in from his language to English, and then by the time the promo was actually done, they were speaking their own language.
So we didn't get anything much out of it other than, yeah, we're going to kick ass and we're going to take our titles.
Yeah. So
I mean, it wasn't any better or any worse than, say, Asuka or Shinsuke Nakamura or others that have struggled to speak English as of late. But, still, it's going to be a hype match, in my opinion. I mean, I'm that's another match I'm looking forward to.
So you want to talk about guys that will be drafted after WrestleMania? AOP, I guarantee you, will be drafted after WrestleMania. Because I guarantee you they'll win the title, tag team titles back, they'll lose it, and then when they get drafted to the main roster, that's when we see War Machine come to NXT.
But here's a good question. Where will AOP go to? SmackDown or Raw? What do you think?
I want to see him destroy SmackDown.
I also agree. I want them to go to SmackDown and just destroy everything they see.
There's really
become SmackDown Tag Champions.
There's really nobody on Raw to put them on Raw.
That's the problem. Raw needs tag teams, so I'm saying Raw.
I'm actually gonna agree with my brother on this one and say that I can really see them going to Raw and just wiping everyone out, and maybe even have like a thing go on where they like add someone, like maybe they do a triple threat and Samoa Joe joins them for a while.
Oh, that would be pretty cool. Yeah, like kind of like what they did with that War Games where they add what's his name? Roderick Strong. And he was all decked out as a freaking Authors of Pain. That was actually pretty badass.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's possible. I don't know. The reason I just see with SmackDown is just because like Raw, they already got like a lot of big dudes, and SmackDown needs more big dudes.
Yeah, we don't want to see Team Tubby McFatfuck, If you throw Joe in that's literally what it's going to be.
Plus,
Team Tubby McFatfuck. Team 1, 2, and 3 eating every fucking team on site. That's what's going to happen.
That is my point, though.
But like I don't know, I'll see like an amazing cool feud with Office Pain and probably like Bludgeon Brothers or some shit. That'll be pretty badass. That will they'll wreck the house with that shit. Oh my god, yes! Please go to SmackDown, Authors of Pain, and give us a feud with Bludgeon Brothers.
Well, even if they don't get drafted, let's say something happens where they stay on NXT. Let's say they stay on NXT and they decide to put War Machine on the main roster instead of.
That seems.
And then you throw War Machine on Raw and watch them just have a heyday. Because from what I heard, they want to put War Machine and throw Braun Strowman with them. And you want to talk about a team that will devastate every fucking thing and hold every fucking title. War Machine with Braun would kill every fucking guy on Raw.
That would be pretty cool.
That would be interesting. I don't know where you heard that from, but if any of that is true, that's like a holy shit moment right there. I've always been the guy to be big on sources, but you know, it's, hey, you know, sometimes those people that have a pinch of salt of truth sometimes have that fucking behind the curtain fucking ability, so, you know, he's the guy with football picks that has had ESPN, but you got to admit, with wrestling, I have had the ESPN. But we'll see. I mean, as far as people moving up, I see AOP moving up, especially with what was next, which they talked about, which was the return of TM61.
Pokemon team.
I gotta say something. Okay. So, I looked this up, I researched this. Turns out, in Pokemon, TM61 is the move Will-O-Wisp. Now, Jeff Hardy's alternate ego is Will-O-the-Wisp. Coincidence? I think not.
Yeah, I gotta agree with my brother on this one.
Actually, probably is a big coincidence, it's just a fun fact.
No. That ain't no coincidence. What that is bullshit. But anyway.
Deleted, yeah.
Yes. If they want, that's a team that needs to go to Raw, because I want to see the Great War start with TM61. Will-O-the-Wisp. They were the ones that will turn Jeff into his alternate ego. No more fucking poker playing for Jeff, fucking A. You know? But, yeah, you know, I really, they were like, literally poking fun at that, saying it's not a coincidence. It is a Pokemon thing, you know?
They're saying that I thought it was that, it was a coincidence that TM61 is also a missile, but no one else talks about that. They always talk about the Pokemon move.
Because there's a lot of geek fans with wrestling, too.
Yeah.
Yes, a lot of nerds that are a part of wrestling. You know, all four of us here have some sort of nerd mentality in some one way. Yeah, don't you use the R word on my show.
What, retarded?
Yeah!
It's stupid, Ivy.
Anyway, I mean, that was fun though, cause I saw when Shane Thorne from TM61 got injured, and it's nice to see them back. I mean, I just want to know what the heck happened to, what was their names again that were running with Alexa Bliss?
Blake and Murphy.
Yeah, Blake and Murphy. You're bringing back TM61, but what the fuck happened to Blake and Murphy? You know, can anyone answer that question? You know, so
They've been deleted.
Yeah, they must have been deleted.
They faded away and classified themselves as obsolete.
Obsolete! Anyway, so after that, I believe was Johnny Gargano and the Velveteen Dream. Rawr.
Please never do that again.
That's the second thing I don't know. His name is Black Goldust. Leave him alone. My bad. Black Purple Dust. Black Purple Dust. Hashtag Black Purple Dust. The Velveteen Dream.
It's just purple dust.
Yeah.
He's purple dust.
Purple Dust.
Purple dust.
Oh, no.
Anyway, Velveteen Dream had a really good showing here, and I feel like his in-ring skill, especially since fighting Aleister Black at the last takeover in November, has been bar none close to some of the best we've seen in NXT. of the singles wrestlers. I mean, would you guys agree?
I agree. Velveteen Dream has a lot of fucking talent, and tonight he still showed that.
Honestly, like a lot of other people, I'm just nervous that when he does go to the main roster, I just really hope they don't fuck up his character, because he's done such a good job in NXT. His matches have been really like some of the highlights of NXT lately. So, just let him keep doing his thing, and he'll be the biggest star that they've had in a while.
Anything to add, Ivan?
I have something to add, but it's more or less something that just popped up in my head. Has really nothing to do with the main event, just more of a coincidence, I would say. So, I called him Purple Dust. Haha, very funny, right? No, that's seriously funny, because the first tag team partner Goldust has was Booker T, a black guy. Second person he has ever had a tag team partner with is R-Truth, a black guy. Who is he teaming up with right now? Cedric Alexander, a black guy. And on the mixed match, Alicia Fox, a black woman. Hey, why not put the Velveteen Dream and Goldust when he gets to the main roster as a tag team? We could call him the Purple Goldust.
No. Velvet Dust.
The Velvet Dust. I'm just saying, coincidence, I think,
I think my partner over here is getting a little disturbed.
No, I'm cool.
So,
It's all entertaining.
So
that was all side note. No, I'm just saying.
But in the match with Johnny Gargano and Velveteen Dream, I think this match went 15, 20 minutes?
More or less.
And, these two both made a great showing. Velveteen Dream countered a lot of Gargano's moves, including his submission, his little spear that he does jumping from outside in through the middle rope. This was a great match. And Velveteen Dream comes off as the cocky gay guy that Goldust was 15, 20 years ago, and I'm not trying to make fun of any sort of lifestyle, just, asterisk there. But, Goldust, we all know what his tendencies were, and Velveteen Dream just pulls that off very well. So, I think the glass ceiling on Velveteen Dream is very, very high. And I think that he's gonna go, he's not a character that I think WWE should just screw over like Cassius Ohno. I think that he has a higher bar than that on the main roster, especially if he starts on SmackDown. He will get eaten alive by the talent that they have on Raw, but if you put him on SmackDown, that is a guy you can throw in on SmackDown right away and boom, instant U.S. title contender. Am I wrong?
That's what they did with Ty Dillinger.
Except for Ty didn't win the title.
Yeah.
No, but he didn't say a winner, he said contestant.
Oh, true.
Yeah, I agree. I think Velveteen Dream is perfect for that mid-card level for the U.S. title. And, yeah, I'd love to see him get in there with some of the other guys. So, yeah, I agree.
Now, Gargano ended up winning the match.
Boo.
Oh!
Boo. Wendy Tetzelberger, boo.
Wait, what?
I'm probably...
That's Danny's best friend, you guys.
Fuck Johnny Gargano.
Fuck
Johnny Gargano.
Yeah. He loves...
He's hiding his feelings just, for your fans' sake. But, that's his best friend.
I hate you guys.
He tweets Gargano every morning.
Little heart
I don't have a fucking Twitter.
Don't listen to him. Is that Danny Gravehopper?
Yes.
You're dumb.
Yes, he's one of the biggest fans of Gargano that I know.
I've never seen so big of a fan.
You guys are flattering yourselves.
He's the one.
It's not flatter day.
He got me into DIY. That's how big of a fan he is.
You guys suck.
So I want to say something real quick about the whole Goldust and Velveteen Dream. The only reason why I'm not saying that's would be a permanent spot for, obviously, because he'd be, like you guys said, a great mid-carder. He would just do that to start him off, so they could kind of get to know who he is. Because for people who don't watch NXT, because there are people, unfortunately, are stupid and don't watch NXT and they just watch the main roster stuff. Just saying, there are people, unfortunately, that do that. Just do it for a little bit. Just be like, because how flamboyant, Velveteen Dream is, and how Goldust started off like that. You just, hey, Goldust's like, hey, and he's like, hey, and just put them together, and then eventually, even if you have it to where they're in, let's say Goldust goes to SmackDown, and they have another tournament for the U.S. title. Maybe you put Velveteen Dream versus Goldust. Velveteen Dreams beat Goldust to advance in the thing and potentially wins the U.S. title. It's a very, very, potential thing, but I just would like to see them together because it'd be more humorous than not.
Well, on that point, too, I kind of agree because look at what happened with Hell No. You know what I mean? That was extremely humorous with two very talented people at the time. So, yeah, I don't necessarily disagree with that. Now that we've gotten through NXT, I did want to hit on this one topic because it is a big topic right now. And, you've got mild, spicy, and fire, on this topic.
We sure want to talk about this.
Yeah, unfortunately, it has to do with, former, champion.
Delete you right now.
We're going to talk about this. Okay?
We are, because it is a relevant topic, and it's, Enzo Amore. It's happened in the last few days, 48 hours, literally. And to me, I feel two ways about this. Number one, I've seen far too many careers go down in flames because of accusations with the WWE, and the WWE will then drop said person because they wanted an excuse to drop them. And, this was probably an excuse. The other way I feel about this is that the thing is that WWE likes to protect their wrestlers. This incident, because I will, talk about it as nothing more than an incident until I hear guilty or innocent. So it happened in October, supposedly. Now, the company was upset because it is the end of January, he did not tell them when the report was filed back in October. So, personally, from a business standpoint, do I understand why they let him go? This is a pretty shady situation, so why wouldn't you tell the company you work for about it? On the other hand, this company was also sort of looking for an excuse to let him go, and they were just starting to push him, so in that position, would you actually tell them? Honestly, I probably wouldn't. So, to me, it's a hard call. For Enzo to make that call. But, I mean, did the WWE do the right thing? And that's my question to the three of you. Let's start with you, John.
Okay, well, now, I have a little bit of a different insight compared to the rest of you guys, because I've kept track of the social media stuff surrounding this event, and it's gone both ways. A lot of people, the official company message was that he was fired not just because of his accusation, but because they've had so many problems with him before, and then him not telling them of the accusation, and then finding out on the day of the 25th anniversary was the final straw. But then you also have a lot of other people saying that this woman is lying, that she's done this before, and, has tried to hurt people's careers before. So, honestly, was it right of them to drop him because of this? That's kind of up in the air, but it was a really shitty move of Enzo to not tell them and to have them find out on the day of their anniversary. And for a company like that, that is a huge black eye in my opinion. So I think they had somewhat of a valid point in that he's been kicked off of tour buses, he's pissed people off in the back, and now this.
And he was banned from the locker room.
Yeah, and he's banned from the locker room. And so, it's like, how many chances are you going to give a guy? That's all I'm saying.
I'll give it Ivy.
Alright.
Because Ivy is, have fun with this.
Are you sure you want me to film?
Are you listening?
Open bar.
Open bar.
Open bar, I wish. Because then maybe I'd be drunk and I'd have to answer this question. Now, okay. So, I don't necessarily blame WWE for firing him. Like you guys said, he's had his issues off getting thrown off of tour buses, not being liked by the people, being not told he couldn't go in the locker room. He should have just been upfront with them, and it is a black eye to the WWE. But it's shitty. The whole thing is shitty. But if she's lying, and this is, like you said, if this is one of those things where she's trying to get other famous people or whoever in trouble for an accusation like this ruins his life, period. It don't matter if WWE decides to let him come back. Let's say they don't. If he wants to try to go to any other wrestling company, they might say no because of what has happened. Because it's a shitty situation. You don't accuse somebody of rape. I've known people been accused for rape and shit like that before, and I know how their life is. So it's a shitty situation, not only for Enzo because he put himself in a situation to where didn't tell the company, but because he was an asshole to everybody else and he kind of burned that bridge, but then the bridge came just down. There was nothing there left to hold him, just downfall, because he didn't want to tell him. But at the same time, like I said, if she is lying, she needs to be dealt with, because that's crap. You're going to ruin somebody's life and their career over something that didn't happen. Grow the fuck up. Seriously. And that's how I feel.
Your turn, Danny.
Alright. So, here's basically my 2 cents on the whole topic. So, yeah, basically, what these guys said, that's what's been going on right now. Enzo's fired. And, because of these accusations of him raping a woman and her announcing this. And the fact that him was hiding this for months and then finding out themselves and realizing he was aware of this, along with a bunch of other lists that he's been doing to piss people off with the company and whatnot. And it seems like an easy target to get rid of him, but they didn't want him there that bad. Because you can tell they've been slowing, trying to push him around on shows and whatnot, with the other issues, he's no longer on Raw, we'll just put him on 205. No one barely watches that, but yet they give him the title and he's getting a good push, he's getting popular, you see him on Raw a little bit more often. And who knows, maybe he was patching things up, we don't know. And he probably has his reasons why he couldn't tell, because like we all said, he's pissed a lot of people in the business off. So who's gonna try to help out a guy they don't really like being accused of rape? True or false?
That's true.
True or false? Who's gonna side with that shit?
No one likes an asshole.
Because seriously, it was okay, if he did it, nah. No one's gonna side with a guy who has been accused of rape. They don't want to get involved with that shit. That's probably what Heath was thinking, so he didn't probably say shit. This is all my theory, so who knows what his reasons were of trying to hide it. Maybe he thought he can deal with himself or something. I don't know. But what's done is done, and all we know is he has been fired. He has not been arrested or anything, so we still don't know the whole facts if this whole situation has been true or false, at least to my knowledge. So who knows? If he ends up being clear of everything, who knows what the WWE, maybe they'll try to, if it's up to them, if they want to bring him back or not, because now that he's fired, they don't have to bring him back if they don't want to. And possibly, I don't know. I mean, like I said, they trying to get reasons to get rid of him. This was it. They got rid of him. He's no longer part of their company no more.
And actually, can I add something?
All right.
I think we're sort of forgetting one other part of this, and granted, it's not an issue now, but it may be in the future. And that has to do with Big Cass. Because a big part of his thing was that he was either with Enzo or going against Enzo. At the time he was injured, he was fighting against Enzo. And so...
talking about in real life or on the show?
On the show. But
yeah, asterisk, he actually got hurt in a match against Enzo. It was like a street fight.
Yeah,
so.
Well, he when he fell out of the ring, he hurt his leg.
He tore his ACL.
Yeah.
Alright.
And so, it's what are they gonna have for him now? I mean, I hate to put it like that, but this affects Big Cass just as much as well, because Enzo was such a big part of his storyline, and now that he's gone, what are they really going to have for him?
Well, when you split someone up, you're planning to make them do their own little thing without each other. That's what happened with a lot of team members, like the New Age Outlaws and with Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas.
And Shelton Benjamin and Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, so we got all these teams that split up and went on their own. So that would have been really matter. In my opinion, it wouldn't really matter if Big Cass came back and Enzo was still there. They probably were going to make Big Cass do his own thing, especially since Enzo was on 205 and Big Cass was mainly on Raw.
And, unless they were going to put them back as a tag team and that was their plan, it really wouldn't matter anyway.
That would probably be the only thing if they were planning to just put them back together, whatever. But that will require Enzo going back on Raw and leave 205.
So,
and another quick thing with the whole Enzo thing. So I read this, and apparently it was Enzo's lawyer that put this out. Anything else that they find out, whether he's guilty or not, or any of that, we won't find out. Because officially the lawyer has decided to make it not public to anybody. out of the respect of Enzo Amore. Because Enzo has made it to ask him and is paying him and paying whoever else to not find out, not say anything. I'm sure somebody will find out somehow or another, will find out if he was guilty or not. But it won't be from the lawyer and it won't be from Enzo Amore. Yeah. They have officially wrote a letter saying that for what people know, that's all they're going to know. Also, obviously, in America and, in the court system, everybody's innocent till proven guilty in a court of law. So, I'm not going to say he didn't do it, but if he did do it, then he could go fuck himself.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. But if he didn't do it, like I said, she could go fuck herself and she needs, in my opinion, to be in jail. Because if this is not her first offense, fuck that shit. Who else's life she gonna ruin for that? You know what I'm saying? That's fucked up.
Well, if Enzo did do it, then yeah, Enzo definitely needs to go rot in a prison cell and he can go be the certified felon. But if he didn't do it, then he should be suing for defamation of character and libel, because that is seriously jacked up. I mean, I'm not gonna play any cards on either side because we don't know anything, and we probably won't know anything at all. I mean, if he goes to jail, we'll probably know because they'll stick it on national news. If he doesn't go to jail, then more than likely he'll be on TNA from 5 years from now.
Well, whatever name they're called by then.
Yeah.
Exactly. But the point is that, this really wrecked his WWE chances. And in my opinion, what'd you go screwing Neville? I mean, in hindsight, you made a bad choice with Neville on all this. I mean, you shoo Neville away to make Enzo your Intercontinental Champion and whoopsie, your Cruiserweight Champion, and now you have Vacant as your Cruiserweight Champion.
The undefeated Vacant.
The undefeated Vacant. The Velveteen Vacant.
Oh, wow. Please.
I have something to say about the whole Neville thing. Now, I like Neville. I had respect. Keyword, had respect for Neville. He, I believe, was probably told to help Enzo. But Enzo being the asshole he was like, fuck that guy. I'm not going to help him. So they screwed him over and he wanted to be a whiny little bitch about it and then leave. Granted, okay, what the situation now is what it is. If Neville comes back, he needs to start from the bottom. My opinion. Now, if you throw Ricochet and you throw Rockstar Spud in 205 Live, that just bumps up ratings for 205.
And that's going to happen.
And in my opinion, I would rather see Ricochet. My bad, Lucha Underground. My bad. I would rather see Ricochet, my bad, win that title. And if it's not him, if you're gonna have a joke person have it, give it to Rockstar Spud. Cause
he sells the comedy.
Kinda right now, Enzo's, up shit creek without a paddle, unfortunately, and that's what it is. And if Neville comes back, he better start from the bottom. I'm serious. Better start from the fucking bottom. Cause you were a little whiny bitch, whether you liked him or not, Enzo Amore. You were, like I said, you probably didn't like him and you were told to help him and you didn't whine. So you left. Wah. Get over yourself.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask everybody just one last question.
Shoot.
At NXT Philadelphia, what match are you looking forward to the most? I'll start with you, Danny.
We already know which one he's looking forward to. Aleister Black.
Yes, I'm looking forward to a couple matches. I'm looking forward to the Authors of Pain versus Undisputed Era, and then I'm looking forward to the women's title match. I'm also, I am a huge fan of Aleister Black, and I want to see him kick Adam Cole's ass. End of story.
The big match I'm waiting for. I like Aleister Black versus Adam Cole. I don't think Aleister Black's gonna win. It depends on how it plays out. If anybody decides to help Aleister Black for all the stupid shit the Undisputed Era has been doing.
Sanity.
Now, the big match I'm actually waiting for is AOP versus Undisputed. That's the match I want to see more than anything else. I want to see AOP get their hands on scrawny little shit faces and break them in half. Just break them because they're small, they're scrawny, and they think they could jump people from behind. Good luck.
I would also like to see Authors of Pain eat people.
Well, I'm not sure which Undisputed Era match I'm looking forward to more, and this is really the first takeover. I can honestly say I'm not really looking forward to the NXT title match that much, which that's kind of sad, but at the same time, I know you don't, you're a hater, but
I really don't give a shit about that title.
I meant about Gargano.
I know, that's right. I don't give a shit about that title match.
I mean, I think Gargano has worked fucking hard, and I think, legitimately,
I was losing almost every night hard.
Because you still have to get in the ring and be physical, which is hard.
I will give you this. Up until Tommaso Ciampa and them losing at the NXT takeover, they lost
Chicago,
which was Chicago apparently. I will give you that he worked hard,
Yeah.
but from that match on, he's been on a losing streak. So he's a loser.
Well, he's been on a losing streak till he's won 5 in a row. In case you weren't counting.
Because they're pushing him for the title match. They're not going to let him constantly lose again when he's going to have to go for the title.
Yeah, and no offense, but he does have a win over Lars Sullivan. So, and Aleister Black.
And Killian Dane.
And Killian Dane.
And now with the Velveteen Dream.
And Undisputed Era.
He got helped by Undisputed Era.
Yeah, there's your next Undisputed
Anyway,
Era.
getting to the point, the match I'm actually looking forward to, and by the way, for all you haters out there,
Am I wrong?
I am looking forward to Aleister Black and Adam Cole. And I'm going to tell you why. Number one, those two are going to give the best fucking match in that whole fucking show. You want to know why? Extreme Rules. That is why. And I'm going to tell you, those two in an Extreme Rules match, I guarantee Aleister Black going to pull out a freaking Van Daminator on Adam Cole. I mean, am I right?
Possibly.
So, well, hold on, I'm not done. But, that match will get physical. What I'm worried about is things 1 and 2, along with Adam Cole, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly.
Oh, they have names.
Yes. They're going to, because I'm a fan of Undisputed Era, unlike you three. But, those three are gonna stick together like NWO DX mentality, and they're just gonna beat the shit out of everybody till they all have titles. So, I think Adam Cole is going to beat Aleister Black. I'm looking forward to that, and I say that they retain the tag titles against AOP, because I think AOP is going to move up. I think they're going to pull some douchebaggery in that match.
Well, Adam Cole interfering?
So, I would find it extremely hilarious if Undisputed did try to interfere in the title match, and then AOP comes out to help out Aleister Black. Just saying, I would love to see that.
Or Lars Sullivan.
Oh, wait.
Or Sanity.
That's what I was going to say. Because, like, I think Sanity still has a little bit of unfinished business with Undisputed Era, especially since they kind of fucked them over the title match, and we haven't heard from them since.
You know what's funny? My friend Danny over here brought up a valid point. Okay. So, we have 3 people right now in Undisputed Era. Okay. There's what he just recently said, there might be a 4th member coming up in there. Johnny Gargano to be on the Undisputed Era. That would be different. And, to screw over Andrade Cien Almas and, all of this losing streak, and then you put him with a team like that, then it's 4 people now. Because they tried to get originally Roderick Strong because they were all in ROH together, but Roderick Strong said, go fuck yourself. Just saying. That's why he got put with AOP at War Games. But I agree with this guy. Maybe there'll be a 4th member. Maybe we'll see a bunch of douchebaggery with Johnny Gargano and he turns heel and becomes part of Undisputed Era. I don't know. That's kind of interesting, and it might happen. Who knows? I don't know. Just food for thought.
Mm-hmm. That's a hell of a theory.
A game theory. Thanks for watching.
You're wrong show. We're not gonna get sued.
Yeah, well, thanks for watching. That's a very El Generico theme. But anyway, yeah, this has been your NXT Wednesday edition of Sacktown Slam. And I want to say thank you to John, to Danny, and to Ivan, for everything. I am hoping this week to at least do 1 to 2 more shows. I don't know if I can promise you that or not. I may take the 3rd one and just combine it with the 4th one. 'Cause, there's a little tradition that me and this guy have. It's called the I Wrote This Shit edition, where we take our ESPN and we psychically predict things that are going to happen. Like this guy right here predicted December of last year that Baron Corbin would have a title. And this guy right here predicted before he came out at number 10 that he would come out at number 10. Yeah! Yeah! So, we had some fun with that last year, and we're gonna do it again this year. And I'm gonna have you some predictions for Philadelphia for both Rumble and for TakeOver. So, I am Gary Maloney. This has been a wonderful edition of Sacktown Slam. And we are signing off.
Bang! And good night.